From WNIJ Studios on the campus of Northern Illinois University, this is Sessions from Studio A. Sessions from Studio A is a showcase for local and touring artists in Northern Illinois and Southern Wisconsin. We record their live performances and bring the concerts to you wherever you're listening from. Earlier this year, we began inviting audiences to join us for our new concert series, Studio A Cafe. And coming up this hour, we'll bring you one of those concerts featuring singer-songwriter Emily Hurd from Rockford. Hear songs from her new album, Meanwhile, I Love You, and get the stories behind the music. It's Emily Hurd coming up this hour on Sessions from Studio A.
Show my hands the things they were made for, 'cause I'm wide awake.
Welcome to Sessions from Studio A. I'm Spencer Tritz, and we've got a special episode coming up this hour, bringing you our Studio A Cafe concert with Emily Hurd, recorded back in August. We launched this new concert series at the beginning of the year, and have loved having an audience join us in Studio A for a change. You can attend Studio A Cafe for free on the first Tuesday of each month. Emily Hurd gave a great live performance with music from her new record, Meanwhile, I Love You, which you can find out now on emilyhurd.com and streaming everywhere. Let's get into the studio for the concert. It's Emily Hurd this hour on Sessions from Studio A.
We were two night owls in a morning town. We were on the prowl for some open ground, and we tried hard not to make a sound when we were two night owls in a morning town. We were two night owls in a hungry place, with an old beach towel I brought just in case, and the moon put shadows on your face when we were two night owls in a hungry place. Show my hands the things they were made for, 'cause I'm wide awake and the moon is bright. Here's our chance to see what we came for as we fly away into the night. We were two night owls in the summer brush, and the wind would howl and the stars would hush, and I've never felt a bigger rush when we were two night owls in the summer brush. Show my hands the things they were made for, 'cause I'm wide awake and the moon is bright. Here's our chance to see what we came for as we fly away into the night. Show my hands which way to go. Show my hands which way to try. Show my hands, show my hands, show me how to fly. We were two night owls in a morning town. We were on the prowl for some open ground. We just laid there while the world flew around when we were two night owls in a morning town. Show my hands the things they were made for, 'cause I'm wide awake and the moon is bright. Here's our chance to see what we came for as we fly away into the night. Oh, show my hands which way to go. Show my hands which way thought that that was a light song to start with because now that we have gotten married and then immediately had 2 small children and opened a restaurant in Rockford, Illinois, I'm about to delve into not the light stuff, and what has happened since then has been kind of funny. So I just thought I'd get the nice light thing out of the way. Sets a nice tone. Anyhow, so we have started this restaurant. It's been the biggest challenge and the greatest thing of my life. I've met more people and had a harder working staff and seen people pull together through COVID like I never had before. And I've dug into myself in ways that I didn't think I could. The flood that we had on Friday, I got the phone call, hey, it's flooding, we need you up on the roof bailing out, and that's where you go if you own a business, so that's what you do. And anyway, I came home from work one day after a long day of such kind of flooding and whatever else had happened, and wrote this song that was more about like, boy, holding on so tight, and I just kind of wish I could let go of it all. So this is a tune, it's on the last record I put out that I really like this one. It's called Kiss Me Out of My Right Mind. And some songs, as a songwriter, you feel like you're working really hard for them. And those ones are really great because you really worked for them. And then some, they're just like this special gift that fall out of the sky. And this is one of those sky songs. So anyway. I think I overthought it. I just tried too hard. Love, I overshot it, shooting for the stars. I hold it all together, only to watch it sever. But I'll be feeling better once I fall apart. Kiss me out of my right mind, and I'll do no wrong. I've been everyone's sunshine for far too long. We'll be having a high time when I don't gotta be so strong. Kiss me out of my right mind, where I belong. I think I overdid it, everything I've done. Happiness, I hid it, shining like the sun. But in the evening air, I will lay my soul out bare. I will spill it all out there. I'll tell you, you're the one. Kiss me out of my right mind, and I'll do no wrong. I've been everyone's sunshine for far too long. We'll be having a high time when I don't gotta be so strong. Kiss me out of my right mind, where I belong. My thoughts, they double-cross me, no matter what it costs me. But if you get me lost, we might just find a way. Oh God, I miss distraction, stealing all my time. I get no satisfaction when I toe the line. Lay me beneath a big tree, let all the moonlight hit me. And now that I'm not a mystery, don't kiss me goodbye. Kiss me out of my right mind, and I'll do far too long. We'll be having a hard time when I don't gotta be so strong. Kiss me out of my right mind, where I belong. So when we were going through COVID as a restaurant, I wrote a lot of songs because everyone was looking for something to do with those feelings. We were one of the ones that was following the governor's orders and shut ourselves down. And we turned ourselves into an indoor market. So everyone kind of did something different during that time. We thought about doing a lot of to-go business, but we serve a lot of eggs. And we thought that eggs in a cardboard container to go would be pretty gross. So we decided instead to be an indoor market. One day I was looking at what once was a bartender, as it now is a cashier at my market, and he just looked miserable because this isn't what we all signed up for, right? My staff had signed up to be a bartender, and I was giving them a job at an indoor market. And I said, I looked at him, I said, I wouldn't want to be going through this with anybody else. And I must have said those words, I wouldn't want to go through this with anybody else, a dozen times throughout COVID. And I wrote them this song. It's a song about not wanting to go through it with anyone else. And this is on the new record that's coming out in the fall. It's called, that record's going to be called Meanwhile I Love You. On a smoke break without smoking, on a milk crate outside, we were up late without knowing, on a cheap date I could buy, and I broke down as the cars went past. Then I felt as good as new. Myself with no one else but you. On a joyride without laughing, on the roads I know by heart, we were all right without having even lost sight. Life is hard, man, it's dark out there. I wonder where all is heading to. I'd go through hell with no one else but you. Sooner or later it's gonna get late. Time robs you blind, then it makes you see straight. On a front stair without staring, in the cool air kicking dust, I was out there unaware, and so I could share how I was. And the cards I play up to my chest were lying at your shoes. I show my tells to no one else but you. Sooner or later it's gonna get late. Time robs you blind, then it makes you see straight. Oh, I poured a nightcap in the morning, and I said that I was yours. You said it right back without warning. Best news that I had heard. If there ever comes a time when I should lose you to the blue, my thoughts will dwell on no one else but you.
Emily Hurd, recorded live at Studio A Cafe. Find that one on her new album, Meanwhile I Love You, out now on emilyhurd.com and all of the streaming services. You can join us for our Studio A Cafe concert series on the first Tuesday of every month from noon until 1 p.m. The concerts are free, and you can find more by clicking the Events tab on WNIJ.org. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with more live music and stories from Emily Hurd. This is Sessions from Studio A.
In a hungry place with an old beach towel I brought just in case. I drink my whiskey neat. I drink my whiskey sweet. And
Welcome back to Sessions from Studio A. I'm Spencer Tritt, and we are hearing a live recording from Emily Hurd, recorded at our Studio A Cafe concert back in August. Here's another one from her new album, Meanwhile I Love You, which you can find out now, streaming everywhere and on emilyhurd.com. This one's called Sky Blues.
man, these big talk love affairs never were a fit. I step outside to get some air and talk with you a bit about it. Guys like that go on forever. You know just that type. And you and I talk more than ever since the day you died. It was hard to break the news that you went and met the blues up there in the sky. I kept the house, I sold your truck. I thought you wouldn't mind. Most days I ain't keeping up, but mama's doing fine. Well, I digress. The kids got older, one has got your eyes, and you and I keep getting closer since you had to fly. I get down, but what's the use? There'll be time enough for blues up there in the sky. Well, I'd have told you sooner, but it was too hard to say. God has got some humor that no one appreciates. Well, I don't drink so often now, like you said I should. And my heart has softened now, like you said it would. And just in case I didn't mention, you were right those days, and you really got my attention since you went away. Oh man, I'm glad we called a truce long before I hit the blues with you in the sky. Well, I'll talk to you later, but for now I've gotta go on living life with strangers and a best friend that's a ghost. The money's tight no matter how much of it I got. I'm sometimes glad you ain't around to see all that I'm not. Death has always terrified me till it had my back, and I have kept you right beside me since your heart attack. Life's a win until you lose, but I'll wait to have the blues with you in the sky. The sky. The sky. Wrote some other songs about my dad. I've got one that's kind of a lullaby that I wrote. It's a short one, but I thought I would play it. I keep this picture up of him. I think it might have been. It's got a wood paneling. It might have been in your house, Aunt Diane. Anyway, he's wearing a cowboy hat, and I love this picture of my dad with a cowboy hat. But I wish I could go. I had this thought where I wish I could jump into the picture and just sit down with him on that couch and pick his brain. Because frankly, being a parent right now is tricky. I would like to ask a lot of questions that he might have the answers to. So this is a tune that I wrote called Inside the Frame. It's my last nice song, and then it gets a little bit rougher. You look at me from a shelf by the bed, a grin on your face and a hat on your head. One snap of a finger captured you plain. How were you feeling inside the frame? If the reflections in windows are true, I'm getting older and you never do. You're locked at that party, drinking champagne. I wish I knew you inside the frame. I wanna walk into stills from the past, sit down and talk with you after the flash. Tell me a story before you and I, something that I can remember you by. These days I work at a diner in town. I show when I'm happy, I hide when I'm down. 'Cause there are people and I know why they came, but I ain't invincible inside the frame. I go to bed but I can't sleep it through. Everyone says I remind them of you. So how did you handle the heartache and pain? The answer is stuck somewhere inside a frame. I wanna walk into stills from the past, sit down and talk with you after the flash. Tell me a story before you and I, something that I can remember you by. I like the pictures we don't know they take, when no one figures the face they should make. Now if I look low, babe, I don't give a damn. God, let me go down the way that I am. So I thought I would use this session to be bold. I've been not sleeping well lately, and I get up and I write. That's what I do. And a lot of it is just kind of nightmares. I was thinking a lot about how the things that we've gone through really stick in your cells and in your dreams and in your mind. I once dated a guy that wasn't so very nice, and I just can't seem to get him. He's like in my knees. He's just stuck in there. Anyway, I'm up at night writing songs about him still. This is one song that I wrote about him a few years back, and then I thought I'd try writing playing a one that I just wrote a couple nights ago, which isn't really cemented yet, but if you can't do it on the radio in front of thousands of people, you don't know when can you do it. So this is the time. Actually, I've been told that if I ever play this song, I'm supposed to say something, the story that goes along with it. One of the guys I play with said, you really ought to tell people that story. So I bought a banjo off a guy in a Dominic's parking lot years ago in Chicago, and it was terrible. It sounded really bad, but I thought I wanted to try to play. I wrote a couple songs on my banjo and the guitar, and it's a good thing I did, because I was playing it's called the Strawberry Festival in the Hudson River Valley in the summer. It was in June. And I pull up and I take my keyboard out of my case, and the organizer says, "Oh no, you can't play your keyboard. This is a no electric event, no electric." And I wished that my booking agent at the time had told me this was a no electric event, because I just had my piano and this really, really bad banjo that I bought out of a guy in the Dominic's parking lot.
And so I said, well, I've got a banjo. And they said, can you play anything on it? You have a 30-minute set. And I said, yeah, maybe I can play for 30 minutes. I mean, I don't know how to play. I'm strumming it like a guitar. I don't know. And he goes, oh, banjo's perfect because Pete's just wrapping up now. And I thought, Pete's wrapping up. Okay, I look over. Well, it's Pete Seeger. And he's playing his banjo. You know, they're like the famous banjo, that this banjo kills fascist banjo. And I'm thinking, oh, you've got to be kidding. And he gets done with his set, and he's got a full crowd, like folks like you guys, lined in chairs. And he leaves to go talk to the news, because the news is over here. And everyone leaves and follows Pete Seeger. And I'm literally with my banjo playing to nobody. Either the crowd has left, there with Pete Seeger over here, and I start playing. And as soon as Pete realizes, he's a very empathetic man, I really miss him as a force on the planet, he saw that I was playing to no one. And so I'll get chills and almost tears in my eyes talking about it. So he walks back over and sits down in the front row. And for 2 songs of my life, I played to only Pete Seeger in the front row. And then everyone thought I was somebody because Pete was taking the time to listen. So then, you know, they all fill in. And when it was finished, he shook my hand. I have a great picture of me and him. And then he went to go cheer on the kids' stage because he had such a big heart for children, which warmed my heart even more about Pete Seeger. And his wife at the time, just cherry on the cake of what a guy he was, couldn't walk. So he had her in a wheelchair, but he couldn't push her because something was wrong with him, so he had the wheelchair like tethered with a rope. So here's Pete pulling his wife along in the wheelchair, taking her to all the events and watching the nobodies play bad banjo and still clapping. And anyway, this is one of the songs I played for Pete Seeger. I wrote it on the banjo that I got off of Dominic's parking lot on the way to New York. But it felt really good to write it about the bad guy that I'm starting to write more songs about now, so anyway. Burn Like a Field. You can edit that out if you want, Spencer. You'll hear it when I come, like a little hum, then a kettle drum. I move like a pendulum, to and from extremes. I'm all in or all out, I'm a full house or a ghost town. I'm ready to throw down or to fall down on my knees. And you're the killing sort, and I'm the kind that dies on a dime. And I knew, sure as I was born, that love would take my life every time. 'Cause I burn like a field and I rain like a cloud, and I turn like a wheel and I came back around. All this love gets me high and I die when it's gone. And you killed me tonight, but I won't die for long. I felt it first, you came like a burst of rain, then a hurricane. I thought that we were the same until the day I drowned. I walk on the fine line of the bright sides and the end times. I was ready for the high tide, but it was rolling out. And you get by so well, you just roll along with a smile. And I knew, sure as I'm myself, that my soul might be gone for a while. 'Cause I burn like a field and I rain like a cloud, and I turn like a wheel and I came back around. All this love gets me high and I die when it's gone. And you killed me tonight, but I won't die for long. You'll hear it when I come, like a little hum, then a kettle drum. I move like a pendulum, but only 'cause I'm smart. I gave you the best of me, but the rest of me was your enemy. And while we both got friendly, see, I battened down my heart. And you'll never be that way, 'cause you save what comes later for the end. And I knew, sure as I was made, I'd keep meeting the maker till we're friends. 'Cause I burn like a field and I rain like a cloud,
Emily Hurd, recorded live in WNIJ's Studio A. This concert was recorded in front of a live audience as part of our Studio A Cafe concert series. You can find behind-the-scenes video over on WNIJ.org and on our YouTube channel. This next one is a new song from Emily Hurd, and it's yet to be released. This one is called Unreality, and you're hearing it here, recorded live on Sessions from Studio A.
If I look off in the wrong direction, if I shook, trembling at your side, if I cry at any old affection, that's how I get what I've been denied. If I spoke out of turn, I am sorry. If I choke on every word I said, if I seem careful when you're around me, that's just me trying to love again. Someone got to me before you did. I am in the thick of it. I get so done in. Pain was real, I have no doubt of it, but you feel the opposite, and so I try again. Live from my heart, from my soul, my lips that long to kiss you from the start. Live here with me as I try to come to grips with unreality, 'cause you're too good to be. If I leave space in the conversation, if I breathe shallow when I'm with you, if my eyes close, honey, just be patient. That's how I look when it all comes true. Someone got to me before you did, and I am in the thick of it. I get so done in. All that past ain't really history. It's in every bit of me, but I try again. Live from my heart, from my soul, my lips, I long to kiss you from the start. Live here with me as I try to come to grips with unreality, 'cause it's too good to be. If you doubt secrets that I am keeping, call me out, I'll put your worried past. If I'm up while all the world is sleeping, that's my love coming back from the past. Live from my heart, from my soul, my lips that long to kiss you from the start. Live here with me as I try to come to grips with unreality, when you're too good to be. You're too good to be.
You're hearing Emily Hurd, recorded live in WNIJ's Studio A. This concert was recorded as part of our Studio A Cafe concert series. On the first Tuesday of every month at noon, you can join us for live music and free lunch here in Studio A. Be a part of our studio audience and get more info over on WNIJ.org by clicking Events. Stick around, we'll be right back after the short break with more music and the stories behind the songs. It's Emily Hurd on Sessions from Studio A.
For you, I improvise.
Welcome back to Sessions from Studio A with Emily Hurd recorded live. Let's get right back into the music with another new unreleased song from her. This one is titled Improvise. It's Emily Hurd on Sessions from Studio A.
You look at me with certainty, no doubt in your eyes. Point of fact, it's all an act. For you, I improvise. I hide it well, but can you tell that some days I'm the child? In control, but in my soul, it's all just running wild. Baby, don't you mind me? I'm flying blind. I'm up here making circles in the skies. For you, I made up all these lines. For you, I improvise. Every day I wear a face I hope that you can buy. I'll be scared for you out there, and so I improvise. I try to think up songs to sing, and I write them with my nerve. I shoot from hips, from loaded clips of some good sounding words. Oh, baby, don't you mind me? I'm flying blind. I'm up here making circles in the skies. For you, I made up all these lines. For you, I improvise. Lines were crossed and I was lost the day you learned to speak. Unrehearsed, I'll sing a verse that gets us both to sleep. Baby, don't you mind me? I'm flying blind. I'm up here making circles in the skies. For you, I made up all these lines. For you, I improvise. It's a song for any of you improvisers out there. I wasn't going to play this song at all. It's not on my list, but I'm going to do it anyway because I warmed up with it and it felt so good. I wrote one song for my kids before they were born. I tell the story with this song. They tell you when you're going to have a baby There's things you should do to be prepared. You take the breathing class. That goes out the window. You don't remember the breathing class. And they tell you to pack a candle, and you never light the candle. Plus, you're in a hospital, and you're not really supposed to light candles in there anyway. I remember I packed Krispy Kreme donuts, and my dog ate those out of my hospital bag before I left. And the only thing that I had left was I had an iPod at the time, and it was like, bring music that you would like to listen to while you give birth, which no one can tell you what you think you should do. I packed Benny Goodman. I thought Benny Goodman would be a great birthing soundtrack. I should have packed Rage Against the Machine. And to this day, I can't listen to Benny Goodman. And it's ruined me. And he's one of my favorite musicians, but I was in 28 hours of labor to Benny Goodman. Anyway. And then in the end, I wanted to have this song, because I'm, like a soundtracking my life, to the song I would play when my child was born, my first child. And I was going through all my songs thinking, what am I going to play then? And I didn't have one. And I thought, you ninny, you're a songwriter. Just write one. So this is a song that I wrote for my kids. And I still love it. It just felt so true, Another one of those fall from the sky songs. And those are special. So this is a song called All My Life. All my life, to get to this day, I've been running on fumes. I've been running on flames. I've been running for you like a dog off a chain. All my life to get to this day. All my life to get to this part. I have sharpened my wits on the steel of my heart, and I have slain all to bits any doubts from the start. All my life to get to this part. It was too good to be true, but I dreamed it, and now that I've seen it, babe, I believe it. Too good to be true, but I knew it. If you pursue it, man, time leads you to it. All my life to get to you, dear. I have played up my hopes. I have played down my fears. Yeah, I have searched for your soul like a rogue pioneer. All my life to get to you, dear. To this place, I've pondered my path, I've questioned my taste, but I forgave me all that at the table and grace. All my life to get to this place. It was too good to be true, but I dreamed it, and now that I've seen it, well, I believe it. Too good to be true, but I knew it. If you pursue it, man, time leads you to it. All my life to get to right now. It's been quite a long wait, but we made it somehow. 'Cause I clung to you, babe, by the sweat of my brow. All my life to get to right now. All my life to get to right now. So this is my last song. This was amazing. I can't believe you guys either live in DeKalb or drove to DeKalb to sit in this room. This is really special. Not a single day's lost on me. If you couldn't tell by my manic writing life. I'm not, the fact that we're all here for such a short amount of time has never been lost on me. I'm just really grateful for every moment and the chance to play new songs and write new songs and connect with new people. I didn't bring any records to sell, but if you do want to stop by the Norwegian in Rockford, I have them there at the restaurant. Anyway, well, what do I want to leave you with? A request? Okay. It's not what I was going to end with, but I will. I would say in writing, there's a yin and a yang. It's a balance. I write a lot of songs about love and the power of friendship and the fear and these deep things. And then also just because, I'm a person who now is sitting here with nice cowboy boots and friendship bracelets from my kids. There's the yin and yang of love and everything is me writing songs about whiskey. But I was living in Chicago and I wrote this song quickly. I was also just thinking about how much I just wanted to get away from Chicago at that time and go down to North Carolina where I have family and spend some time in North Carolina. So this is a song called Whiskey Neat about wanting to go down to North Carolina. And it's funny that this is requested. I was going to end with something so dark and brooding but happy and powerful, and then instead you get the whiskey song. I drink my whiskey neat, I drink my whiskey sweet, and I am breathing out all of the city streets. I'd like to try to find a hideout in Carolina and dance the blues right off of my feet. I'm aching for the ground somewhere down next to Raleigh, in a town where I don't know a soul, save for you and the sound of the wind blowing in by the ocean. We begin to forget the pace of the places we've been. I do away with the days that I spent feeling dismayed about the bills and the debts that I could not repay. I'd kick the dust right off us from the city's upper crust and do just what we will, never what we must. I drink my whiskey neat, I drink my whiskey sweet, and I am breathing out all of the city stories. I like to try to find a hideout in Carolina and dance the blues right off of my feet. I'm hurting for a soft little loft where I am kicking my shoes off, and then I ask you in, and the door gets locked. You lay your back on the cracks of a sleepy little shack off a tired road on a tired path down by a creek where the squeak of the floors don't hurt the sleep of the neighbors. Hours that I choose not to keep. And then if I could drift from the valleys to the cliffs, I think that I could find a good reason to give up my whiskey neat. I drink my whiskey sweet, and I'm breathing out all of the city stories. I like to try to find a hideout in Carolina and dance the blues right off of my feet. I'm hoping to be freed from the speed by an opportunity to take the slowest ride by the fastest means down to the tide, where I'd hide from the ebb and flow inside this highbrow world. And the times I've cried, I'd sip on scotch while I'd watch how my lover went and got himself right into my mind to the loving spot where I'm still waiting till both our glasses can be filled with whiskey that we pour, and the hours we kill. I drink my whiskey neat, I drink my whiskey sweet, and I'm breathing out all of the city stories. I like to try to find a hideout in Carolina and dance the blues right off of my feet. I drink my whiskey neat, I drink my whiskey sweet, and I am breathing out all of the city stories. I like to try to find a hideout in Carolina and dance the blues right off of my feet. Thank you.
Emily Hurd on Sessions from Studio A. You can find more from Emily on emilyhurd.com and check out her new album, Meanwhile I Love You, out now on all the usual streaming platforms. Also, if you've never been there, be sure to stop by her restaurant, the Norwegian in Rockford, for some great food. Thanks so much to Emily Hurd for being on our show once again, and thanks to you for listening in this hour. This week's concert was recorded in front of a live audience at our Studio A Cafe concert back in August. You can join us for Studio A Cafe on the first Tuesday of every month. Be a part of our live audience here in Studio A and join us for a free lunch. Find more info about that over on WNIJ.org by clicking the Events tab. Check out behind-the-scenes video from the concert on WNIJ.org as well and on our YouTube channel. Sessions from Studio A is produced by yours truly, along with Mike Lundgren. I'm Spencer Tritt. Thanks so much for joining me this week on Sessions from Studio A.